Yes.
Ma'am, from
Anyone
when
having any doubt?
classes are started, ma'am? I'm new today only.
Oh, Anita ji,
Yes,
today you are
ma'am.
new. Okay. Okay. What we discussed in the last classes, I just give you a recapitulation. Okay, let's. Who can tell me till now? Aarti ji, can you tell me what we study in the previous class till now? First, tell me what is yoga pitch? Yes, Aarti ji,
Yes, ma'am.
my voice is audible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Can you tell me what is yoga pitch?
Yog is like a beach. It's like a seat.
Yes. Yes. Seed of the what? Seed of the
Seat of the yog.
yes. Who is the author?
It's the Guru Gorakshnath.
Yes. Okay. Mute yourself. Kalishwari ji.
Ma'am.
Yes. What are the main character in this yoga pitch?
Lord Shiva
And
and Parvati, ma'am.
okay, very good. Lekha ji, can you tell me what are the things will be going on in the yoga pitch? What is written? Yes.
Parvati asks questions, 12 questions to Lord Shiva, and all those answers, it comes in the form of so many slokas.
Yes, very good. Nice. Okay, Usasri ji.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Can you tell me what is the first question asked by the Parvati?
Ma'am, it's about how to how does the self get free from the sufferings and pairs of delusions? What are the means of salvation?
Yes. And number 2?
The second question was about when the self is considered to be the supreme God, how did it get the state of an individual soul? That was the second question.
Okay. Can you, are you able to tell me the answer of 1 and 2?
Yes, ma'am, I can try and tell you the answer for the first and second questions.
Yes, tell me.
So, how can the self be free from sufferings of delusion? Lord Shiva answers this by saying that through following the Natha Marga,
Yes.
one can get emancipated or free from the sufferings of these pairs of delusion, and that's the means of salvation too.
Okay. What is the other name of Nathmark?
Siddhi path.
Okay, very good. Now the second question answer.
And how did the self, which is considered to be part of the supreme God, get the state of individual soul?
Yes. What is the answer?
If I'm not wrong, I think it's because the self picks up its own ego.
Yes,
Self,
becomes
yeah.
of the
Yeah,
It
because
will-
of the ego stepping in, the individual forms his own perceptions, and then the seven elements form.
Yes, so that he just come in the
World.
individual form.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Very nice. Okay, Sonia ji,
Yes, ma'am.
can you tell me what is the third question?
Yes, ma'am. In third question, Parvati asked to Shiva that uh, when is the circle of the world born out of the ignorance, and how to come out of this ignorance, and why do we need to practice the yoga?
Again, repeat.
In
Repeat
third
the
question,
Mhm.
in third question, ma'am, Parvati asked to Shiva that when and how to come out of the ignorance phase,
Yes.
and why do we need to practice the yoga?
What is the use of yoga
Yes,
and how one person will be come out of the ignorance or
ignorance.
the cause of bondage? What is that mean? Okay, what is the answer? It's telling by the Lord Shiva.
Uh, to follow the path of not the Siddhi path, ma'am.
Didi?
Siddhi path,
Yes. And
and the combination of wisdom and yoga.
yes, that both are required. Knowledge and
Yoga.
the yoga. Yoga sadhana.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. K Geeta, I think you also knew. K
Yes,
Geeta.
I used to observe in YouTube because I'm working. Today I'd taken leave, so I wanted to listen the class. This is the first time I'm listening. From the next class, I prepare to answer now.
Okay, okay, okay.
Thank you.
Then who can explain me the fourth one? Yes, Arti ji. Can you tell me what is the fourth question? Arti ji, are you there? Okay. Lekha ji, are you there?
Fourth question, I'm not so thorough, ma'am. But why Jnani he doesn't attain liberation and why he is inferior?
No. That one is not fifth one. Fourth one is
That is
another
fifth.
one.
Fourth one,
Ah,
I'm not sure, ma'am.
okay. Usasri ji, can you?
Ma'am, I think the fourth question is ignorance is different from the other evils like anger and desire.
Yes.
And what is the means to get rid of the ignorance?
Yes. How one person will be come out from the ignorance?
Yeah.
Yes. That is the fourth
So,
question.
yeah, only by probing and knowing about the self definitely is not the way to be free from bondage. Along with knowing about the self, one should also start practicing.
Yes.
So, which means that knowledge is just not enough.
Yes. So both are here. The Lord Shiva will be introduced that Jnani is no doubt his wisdom is required for the salvation. But here he just introduced that along with the wisdom, you must be practice some yoga sadhana so that you must be get rid or out of the out or free from the ignorance. Okay. Then next is fifth question. Okay, you will just tell me, Usasri ji. Fifth one is
Fifth question was about the Jnani is considered to be inferior to the yogi.
yes. Jnani is inferior to the yogi.
Then um,
Again, the goddess Parvati will be asked that if how if you are telling that knowledge is superior one, then how a Jnani can become inferior to the yogi? And why? Why the Jnani does not attain liberation? Okay. It is
Yeah.
not talking about the birth, it is only say that when Lord Shiva will be talking about the Jnani, wisdom, knowledge is the superior one, then just Goddess Parvati will be asked that if you are telling that knowledge is everything, then how a Jnani will be inferior to the yogi? In this comparison, Jnani must be the superior one. But you are telling that no, yogi will be get the all type yogi will be get the liberation, but Jnani will be not possible in one bath.
So the answer to this question is, though the jnani is very knowledgeable, but he says that because it's the self, individual self, there are two kinds he describes. Perfection. There is perfection, and the perfection aspect is that which differentiates between a jnani and the person who's practicing yoga.
Yes.
So a jnani, he says that perfection is of two types. He says it's one is attributive and the other one is non-attributive.
Yes.
And he says attributive is the one where the consciousness of I, or the I-ness, steps
Ego
in.
is there.
And yeah,
I-ness.
the I-ness steps in, and that is what separates the individual from me.
Yes.
And for the non-attributive self, that differentiation isn't there because the ego doesn't step in.
Yes.
So how does a person become non-egoistic and understand his true self? He goes on to explain that it is because through these practices that I suggest, a
Yes.
person who practices yoga will get into a state of non-attributiveness.
Yes. Again, he will be described about the two things, self.
Soul.
Yes. To self, he also described here in the fifth question only. What the two types of self are there?
Um, um, two types of soul, right, ma'am?
Yes. So,
Mature and immature soul. That is what he says. So
yes.
these two kinds of souls are people who practice yoga and people who do not practice yoga. Immature are the ones who do not practice yoga and only have jnana. And
Yes.
mature are the ones who practice yoga.
Yes. Yes. Both are, no, these are the two types of soul he just described here. Okay. So, these are the things we discussed till now. 5 questions. And one more here, half question is there. Why Jnani does not attain liberation? Why Jnani does not attain liberation? We described it yesterday.
Because he is involved with his desires, and
Yes.
he
Okay. Let me. I will explain this one. Why Jnani does not attain liberation? Because the Jnani is, no doubt, Jnani will be have different type of knowledge because he are just going through the scriptures. They have all type of knowledge, but one thing is absent there. Then he does not having control over their senses. Okay, when they have no control over the senses, what happens? That means mind also disturbed. And what we discussed yesterday during the meditation, if we want to do the meditation at that time, because of the no controlness is there, so their mind becomes stuck and distract. Okay, so that he is unable to do any type of concentration or any type of meditation. Then how can he will be achieve the liberation? Because of his distractness, he is again and again going inside the he just feel this all type of sufferings, okay, whatever it may be. Okay, so that this is our fifth question answer. So now we'll go to the sixth question. Here, so Goddess said that Goddess Parvati again asked another question. the 45, 46 will be coming. Sixth question. What will be asked? Let's do the discussion. O immutable God Sankara, please tell us as to how to do yogins behave with the worldly persons and how should we deal with them. Besides this, we have another doubt as how to do yogins cast of their bodies. Please clear our doubt about this also. So here he just put 3 questions at a time. One is, how does a yogi behave? A, how does a yogi will be behave here? How do the yogins behave means how does a yogi will be behave with a worldly persons? Okay. And the same in the same question, he just add one more thing. How should we deal with them? Okay. How the yogi will be behave and how we will be behave with that type of person. Okay. And besides this, we have another doubt. How do the yogins cast up their bodies? Means how he does the attain the liberation. Okay, that also I want to know. Please explain me. So by giving this answer, what Lord Shiva will be tell? After listening the question of Parvati about the behavior and casting up the bodies of yogis, Shiva now elaborates the solution. What are the things? So now let's come to the directly on the explanation. So ordinary persons, immature jivas. Ordinary person here, who are they? Immature. Who are immature? We are already discussed now. What do you mean by immature? Who are
Not practicing yoga.
yoga. Okay, yoga sadhana or any type of supports they are not taking from the yoga, they are called immature jivas. So ordinary persons remain subjected to their bodies, whereas yogin gain victory over their bodies. What do you mean by this? Means, or if you are not doing, not practicing yoga, what happened to that person? Their bodies become, they are not victory over their body. Means they're having some sensation. They're having some. They are just coming through the different type of sufferings. They are having pain. They're having what we say, different type of sufferings. What are the sufferings are there?
Adi Bhautika, Adi Daivika, and Adhyatmika.
Yes, all the 3 kinds of sufferings they are suffered. They will be affected by all the 3 things: Adibhautik, Adidaivik, and all type of things. So here he just want to clear that yogi will be gain victory over their bodies. How? How can if the body because of his yoga sadhana, he just gain over victory over their bodies. Then how can such yogins have achieved victory over their bodies, undergo pain and joy? If one will be victory over their body, means will be what do we say, joy, means in Sanskrit meaning we are telling that it will be, here it will be there, Sanskritly, chitaha. Okay, when they are able to chitaha over the bodies, then how that cannot, how they will be undergo a different type of pain. It means they have no pain and no joy. They are not bound up with any type of sufferings. Here he just tried to clear up. Okay. So next, what he is discussing, the same thing will be discussed here. The next sloka. The sadhaka who has controlled his senses, mind and intellect. Who are sadhaka here? The yogi. It is just talking about the yogi. Who has controlled his senses. The yogi can be control his senses, mind, intellect, as well as over their desire and anger, etc. These are we also call the suffering. Okay, whatever the, because he having all type of controlness over the senses, mind, because we are need to control our senses mostly, and mind, how it will be controlled? Because of only by the doing of yoga sadhana. And here the sadhaka will be practice all type of, they are just taking the support of yoga so that he are able to control his senses and mind. Okay, and he will be become just free from the all the things, desires and all the what the sufferings are there. Okay, and has rather control the whole universe. Okay, and no one will be harm him. No gross and subtle objects, means no one will be harmed because you have no sensation, you have no, you have control mind. So that how can one will be harm you? So it is not possible in the yogi, in a case of yogi. So that Lord Shiva here tried to tell the behavior. First, he is just telling about which type of behavior. Yes, here what he tried to explain about the sadhaka body, how he will be, how it will be not
Experiencing pain and joy.
Yes, it is not experiencing not any type of pain and choice. Okay. Then next, what he want to say about him. Next is second same. The fire of yoga gradually burns the impurities. Means here he just giving the what do we say reason. Okay, how it will be happen, how his body becomes, how he will be become victory over his body, how he is unable to feel any type of desires and any type of pains, how he becomes control his senses only because of the fire of yoga. Okay? When he will be burned with the fire of the yoga, what happens? All the impurities of the body and or its 7 elements, like what are the sattva dhatu, that all will be get burns gradually. The elements like earth, water, etc. lose their effectiveness over a yogi. Okay, he becomes a very pure. How the what we say to a supreme soul, that he is become very pure. In the same way, he becomes, the yogi becomes, when he will be burned in the fire of yoga. What happen? All the body impurities will be removed, and all the 7 elements becomes become mixed. So it's the same thing. And the elements like earth, water. What are the elements? We have 5 elements are there. What are the 5 elements?
Earth, water, fire, air, and space.
Yes. All these things will be not given any effect. It will be not affect the yogi's body. Okay. Then the same thing will be taken into account, and 51 sloka will be there. The body of a yogi. How will be body of yogi? Again, Lord Shiva will be trying to explain. The body of a yogi who has gained victory over his senses, mind, intellect, desire, anger, etc. is very strong. Okay. And
Ma'am,
even
one second, ma'am.
Yes.
Are you showing any slide, ma'am? Because I'm not able to see any slide. That's why I'm asking.
Are you not able to show my slide? All of
No.
you?
I'm not able to see, ma'am.
Today no slide, ma'am.
Oh, sorry. Then why not you tell me in the beginning? Now it is showing?
Yes, ma'am. Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you for telling me. Okay, the body of a yogi who gained victory over his senses, mind, intellect, desire, anger, etc. is very strong. Even gods cannot acquire such a body. Means God, this type of body cannot be compared with the God also. He becomes above the God. When a body, one's body of a yogi becomes above the God, he will be get a supreme stage in the world. Okay, in the universe, we can say. Yogi confines many superpowers and also becomes free from bondage of the body. Okay, And that statement, Lord Shiva is here try to tell that yogi becomes what type of powers will become? Superpowers. What are the called superpowers? Superpowers means siddhis.
Siddhi.
Siddhis he will be get, and also free from this body. When he becomes free from the body, what is that state will be called?
Jivan Mukta.
Yes. And what is the another name?
Videhilaya.
Yes. And also we can say that is the moksha stage. Okay. Next, what here Lord Shiva will be try to tell. The form of the yogi is like that of the sky. At that moment of time, when he becomes free from all the bondage and also free from his body also, that time what yogi form? Now yogi is formed like a sky. Of the sky, what type of sky here it is described? Sky means it is a pure, the clear sky. Whatever it may be, you may be able to see what happens. Even purer than the sky. Or also he just try to compare. It may be means he is unable to explain. So that he is just telling that it like the sky, like that of the sky, but even purer than the sky. Okay, more purer than the sky. So his body is subtlest, the grossest, and even stronger than any other solid object. Okay, his body becomes what type of his body? Here they just describe subtlest. What do you mean by subtlest? Yes.
Sukma.
Yes. It is not sukma. Sukma says very small one. Okay, subtle is sukma, small, and subtlest means that is what we say the in have you seen that picture like that will be mixed. There is no not any type of imagination is there. Okay, no, we cannot imagine that subtlest thing is there. There is no shape. Small means we are just considering that there is a size, but subtlest means that is no size. That is automatically that will be mixed with the in the air. We can say everywhere it is present. Okay, that type of thing, subtlest. And the grossest means yes.
Grossest means that which is sthula.
Yes.
Which we can, solid objects which we can see, feel.
Yes. Subtle means very, 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 very small one, and versus means the large one, everywhere, and even stronger than any other of solid object. How much a solid object becomes strong, it will be more stronger than that type of any type of object. Okay, his body becomes like this way, subtlest, grossest, and more stronger than the any solid object. Then what next will be tell here? The body of a yogi is formed out of his will. The body of a yogi is formed out of his will. Okay, he is not subservient to anyone. Subservient means he is not under control of anyone. His body is become his capture. Means I can, if I am a yogi, I can control over my body. Whatever body, as well as here is just talking about the body as well as of on my mind. So I am not I am not under control of anyone. Superservient means I am not a servant. I am able to do I am able to do anything individual. I'm not under control of anyone, and is independent and immortal. Okay, independent. It is not depend on anyone, and immortal means, what do you mean by immortal?
Devoid of death, deathless.
Yes, there is no death, and what we say, no death and never dying. Okay, That means he just like a Lord Shiva, we are telling in the past slokas, what Lord Goddess Parvati will be tell him, that you are immortal. You are have no ending and no starting place. So then the same way, the yogi also considered as here immortal, who is not never dying. Okay. He travels all the three worlds sportingly. Means it is the type of ornament we can say that for the yogi, that here Lord Shiva will be used in the sentence, that he can move in the all the three worlds. Okay. What are the three worlds here talking about?
I think heaven, Bhuloka, Patal, and Kailash, whatever, heaven.
Yes, Bhulak and Patal and Martalok. Okay, three loka is there. Bhuloka, Martaloka, and Patal. Okay, so these all are he can move at a time. One a simple a Gyani or a god also cannot move at a time in the three worlds. But when a yogi having that type of body by doing the yogi sadhana, so he is able to move in this three world at a time. Okay. The next, the power of a yogi are so immense that a common person cannot even imagine them. Okay, that type of power will be have a yogi when they will be practicing the yoga sadhana. Then we cannot imagine. We are the common person. The one common person cannot imagine that type of power they have. Okay, he takes various forms in accordance to his will. He can takes various forms. Means because of the siddhis, he will be get different. He will be able to do any type of forms. He can convert himself to any form. Okay. He also withdraws his various forms according to his will. What is talking about? What do you mean by forms means here? Can anyone tell me? Why here it is talking about various forms?
Ma'am, I think here it is referred to the siddhis like Anima, Mahima,
Yes, very
Gauri.
good. These are the anima, lagima, that are the siddhis here it is talking about. Any type of forms means he become the subtle one, and again he can become make his body very light so that he can fly everywhere. So it is all the siddhis are talking about by Lord Shiva. Okay, all his senses remain completely under his control. So that what happened lastly, he is just try to tell that his senses remain completely under control, so that they will be get their type of siddhis, na? So that he will be able to do any type of form. He can convert himself in any form. Okay. The same will be the next. The circumstances under which the ignorant person lead their lives. So it is important. Yardstick is a what? What do you mean by yardstick? Anyone?
I think he's referring to the cycle of birth and death and the undergoing pain and suffering aspect.
I'm just talking about yardstick. Yardstick means the
Yardstick.
measuring rod. Okay.
To measure something.
Yes.
To measure.
Yes. To measure something. Okay. So whatever the measuring unit is there, measuring rod is there for if we talk about a general person who are here, Lord Shiva has described as them ignorant person. Okay. What they will be for the measuring unit? Yes, anyone is telling about that? Yes.
Can you repeat your question, ma'am?
Yes, I'm just asking what you are telling in the first. What do you mean by yardstick?
Yardstick. I mean, Ignorant
No, you are just
person,
telling that it is the cycle of birth and death. So that's the same thing here. It is a yardstick means
the
measuring
rules
load,
laid down
a
by the
standard
world,
unit.
like creation, destruction.
Yes. So we are just for a ignorant person, what is important? They are just means taking birth and death is the yes. Yes, anyone want to say anything?
Yardstick,
No,
yardstick
here
is not
yes.
that standard. Is that standard which the commoner goes through, ma'am. That is the common aspect which every person who's not a yogi goes through. That is the rule of the world. Whatever gets created gets destroyed.
Yes. Yardstick here means the measuring unit or standarding standarding unit. Okay. Here what is talking about, why it is talking about yardstick, that the common person, what they will be think that uh, the, uh, the death is the death and birth cycle is they affected to a ignorant person. But for a yogi, he is just virtually dead here. We can conclude that yogi is virtually dead. When by virtually dead, that means he has become the beyond of the death and birth cycle. Okay, here he just tried to describe that whatever the standard unit for the ignorant people, what they are thinking of how they will be lead their lives. That now we are taking the birth and we will finish after the death. But for the yogi, he is just beyond this yardstick of the lives. How the ignorance person will be think they are just beyond. How it will be beyond? Because they have that capacity. How they will be become that yogi having that type of capacity? Why it is talking about that virtually dead means he is becomes beyond the birth and death cycle. Why here Lord Shiva is talking about? Yes. Why this line is here?
Ma'am, I think it's because for a common man, he's leading his life because of the karma.
Ha.
And for a yogi, he's beyond, who has attained all these things, he's beyond the karma thing.
Yes, because we already discussed in the previous shlokas, we see that so all the ignorant person, they becomes come in the karma, so good karma or bad karma. They will because of their sufferings and because of their ignorance, they are just bind with the karmas. When they will be bind with the karmas, what happen? They will get the birth and according to that order. But yogi having that type of capacity by performing the all type of yoga sadhana, so he becomes just beyond the birth and death cycle. Okay. He has no duty to perform, and whatever acts he performs, he is neither attached to those acts. Okay. But when ignorant person will be do any work, he will be attached with, because of his attachedness, he is just going on the next one. But here, what Lord Shiva is telling, because of it non-attachedness, okay, whatever the work is doing a yogi, that will be not that will be not bind in any type of result. Okay, so that he is beyond his death and birth cycle. All of you clear till now? Yes. Yes, give me the answer. All of you clear till now? Or anyone having doubt?
Clear, ma'am.
Clear, ma'am.
Okay. So next, yogi while living in the body remains confined in his self, completely devoid all imperfections such as desire, passion, etc. On the other hand, the wise and the ascetics remain humbled by their bodies. Bodily sensation like joys and sorrows torment them, and due to this reason, they are merely bundle of flaws of clumsy body. How can they be compared with yogins? So here, Lord Shiva is talking about yogi, jnani, and the ignorant people. Three. Okay. They are just Lord Shiva considered as the wise and ignorant people in one path, and yogi is the another. Okay, because yogi is beyond this birth and death cycle, so he becomes free from his self, completely devoid from all type of imperfections, and all type of ignorance, and all type of sufferings. Okay, then but we are already discussed in the previous slokas that wise person having wisdom only, and a ignorant person having don't have wisdom also. But both are, he is a wise person, he is having wisdom, but he is become not control over his senses. So that they are just considered are the same. Who are wise person and ignorant people. So how we can compare these two kinds of people with the yogi? It is because they are just bundled with the flash of clumsy body. Means they are just consider himself as the, like we are create with this saptadhatu. Okay, so we cannot, but the yogi will be beyond that saptadhatu also. So how can we compare these two in one? Okay. So here he just clarified the Lord Shiva that yogi is superior one, and we cannot compare to yogi with the wise person and the ignorance people, because here wise and ignorance people are considered as the same path. So in order to have comparative studies of yogins with the wise, Parvati asked Shiva about the real state of the man of wisdom. Okay, here it is started of the 7th question. Question 6 answer. All of you understand? All of you understand the 6th question answer? I
Yes,
want
ma'am.
answer from everyone. Yes. So here, what is the question of 6th question? What is the question?
How does a yogi behave, and how does he attain liberation after giving up his body?
Okay. Aarti ji, can you tell me what is the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, tell me.
How does a yogi behave, and how does he attain liberation after giving up his body?
Okay. Yes, Anita ji, are you able to understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me what is the question?
Yogi, which state he is able to which state he is able to attain siddhis?
No,
What is the
here
difference
question is
between
yes, tell me.
what is the difference between the jnani and the yogi?
No, what is the difference? It is already discussed. Okay, here the Lord Goddess Parvati is tried to know about the yogi behavior. If when Lord Shiva will be described about the wise person and wisdom and the yogi, so that when he is just telling that yogi is superior and every time, so that Goddess Parvati is asking about, then you just tell me, you are telling about yogi, then just to explain me what is the behavior of yogi. How does yogi will be behave? Okay, how and
Okay.
how we are we just returnly, how can we behave with the with the yogi, and how he does attain the liberation? Okay, this is the question asking by the goddess Parvati. Now you are clear?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yes. Kaleshwari ji, can you tell me what is the
Yes.
answer? You can tell me in one sentence. If I ask about what is the behavior of a yogi, then what can you say?
First, purify body is 7 elements of first gradually improve body and 7 elements of like juice and blood. Then after purify the body, they own his inferiors. Means uh,
Here it is
correct.
talking about the behavior. Behavior,
Yes.
what Lord Shiva will be discussed, that behavior. Behavior means
Here means
particularly it is talking about the sufferings, na? It is
yes, ma'am.
talking about the
Joy,
suffering.
joy and sufferings, ma'am.
Yes. Yes, can Sastri ji, can you tell me?
I think Lord Shiva starts to answer this question by setting in one statement called ordinary people. They remain subjected to their bodies, but yogis gain victory over their bodies.
Yes.
The
How
way
they
they
will
gain the victory over their bodies is by having control of their senses, which includes
Yes.
their mind and intellect both.
Yes.
And that's how they get a control of the whole universe. And it also means that nothing can harm or destroy them.
Yes. Nothing will
And
be.
the way they purify themselves is by burning all these impurities in the body gradually. Like all the elements, the 5 elements would not
Yes.
have any control on the yogi's body.
Yes. All the sufferings also not control will be not.
Because from if we give a rational thought on this, how the body becomes purer is when the elements are all in, I can say,
equal way.
equal proportions. Then there is no play of the doshas, right, ma'am?
Yes. Yes. Right.
So, because, so when the doshas are not vitiated and troubling, then the body becomes pure. When they
Yes.
are all in
Become
balance.
stronger. Become.
Yeah. So that's how a body of a yogi will definitely try to gain victory over his senses, his intellect, his desire, and all that.
Yes.
And he says that even gods cannot acquire such a body. Only a yogi can acquire such a body.
Yes. He is above than the God. Means
And it
whatever.
says yogis would get many powers, siddhis, because of this, and they become free from every kind of bondage.
Yes. Very good. Very nice.
And the body is also compared to the sky, and also he says that the body of a yogi might even be purer than the sky.
Yes.
And the body is subtle, so subtle that it is like almost invisible, and it is strongest than the most grossest element. When in the gross form, it is strongest than the strongest element.
Yes. Yes. Very good. All the things.
And after that, he says that the body of a yogi is formed based on his own will. He's
Yes.
not under the control, or is not subservient to anyone. He's independent. He can form his own self. He can come into any form. He can go out of any form.
Yes.
And
He becomes
he can
immortal.
travel in all 3 worlds.
And he becomes immortal.
Yeah, he becomes immortal. And he's not bound by the yardstick that's laid for a commoner. He's not bound by the circle of birth and death.
Yes. He has become.
And he doesn't have any desire. So he doesn't have any, virtually he's compared to a dead person. He does not have any duty that he has to perform.
Yes.
And whatever he performs, whatever duties he performs, he's neither attached to them.
Yes. what are the comparison Lord Shiva will be giving here? Jnani with the
What kind
What?
of comparison, ma'am?
here Lord Shiva will be again compare with the
Yeah.
yogi with the which kind of people?
I mean, he will compare the yogi with a wise person, with a gnani. A gnani will go through all the sensations of the body.
Yes.
He will have joy, sorrow, pain, suffering, everything. And the gnani is just said to be a bundle of flesh and nothing more than that.
Yes. Okay, very good, very nice. Okay, K Geeta. K Geeta, are you there?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Can you give me? Can you tell me the 4 quality of a yogi? Any 4 quality? What we discuss now? Usasti also discuss now. Any 4 quality?
Yogi
If you,
doesn't have, the
yes,
proper yogi doesn't have a death or a birth. And he is immortal, so we can travel to at a time to all the 3 worlds.
yes,
And he is beyond all the duties. He doesn't have any duties. He doesn't have any desires or hatredness or any feelings.
yes. Means he is beyond the cycle of birth and death cycle.
And he doesn't have any karma like what the normal people is having.
Yes, is beyond the any type of karmas or present. Okay, so this much for today. I hope you understand what we discussed today.
Yeah, yes, ma'am. It's clear.
Okay, okay, this much for today. Then tomorrow we'll go for the 7th question. So let's do the Santi part. After that, we'll close the session. Sit with back straight. Gently close your eyes. Take a deep breath in and breathe out. Let's do the Santi part together. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve shantu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pasyantu. Ma kaschit dukha bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Let's stop your palm. Put it on your eyes. Open your eyes and your palm. And see your palm. And say namaste. Okay, Hari Om. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.